Hey guys, Nikki here with Stowed Gear Company. We're out here today to answer a question that so many of you have emailed us. That question is, how do we get our Oscar's Mobile Hideout trash storage bag mounted on our vehicle when we don't have any room behind our spare tire? Well, we have a perfect example today of a friend of ours who has an adventure van. This is a great opportunity for us to show you exactly how to get it done.
Hey, David here with Stowed Gear. Today we're going to walk through how to install the Oscar's Mobile Hideout on a spare tire when there's very little space behind it. Like in this situation here with the Owl ladder tire mount, there's virtually no space behind that tire to be able to get the original or the traditional configuration of the straps and the tensioner strap from the Oscar installed back there. So today we're going to walk through how you would install it in this situation on the Owl rack. Same thing would apply on a Ineos, the Grenadier that is, or on a Bronco or other vehicles where there's very little space between that spare tire and the back of the vehicle. Let's go ahead and loosen this up so we can get some space behind the tire. All right, so we have a little bit of space back there now. And that should be plenty of room to work with. So I'll use the anti-sag strap to hold it in place for me. If you can get a helper, that's great to have. But if you if you only have yourself to do it with, that you can do it by yourself, and that's what we're going to show you to do right now. So I'm going to take the female end of the anti-sag strap, go over the horizontal bar. Then I'm going to grab it from behind. And then I'm going to go around the inside, I should say the outside of the vertical post right there. There's a vertical bar that the threaded bar comes out of. So we're going to go around that and then back around the outside of the horizontal bar. Then you'll feed the female portion back up and clip it on to the male portion. Now, kind of make sure we have our strap flat and straight and looking nice and tidy. That looks great, actually. First try. So we'll cinch that up. Want to get the top of the Oscar where it's sitting about the top of your tread. So we'll lift it up there. Again, just adjust this strap until you get the tension where you need it at. And this upper buckle right here on the tensioner strap, you can leave that right on top. It's a very highly UV rated plastic buckles, acetyl plastic, so it'll stand up to the weather really well. And so you can just go ahead and leave that right on top. And so that's about the right height. So what I'm going to do now is just flip this around. Again, the anti-sag strap's holding up for us. And so here on the right is how the strap normally comes when you receive the bag. So you'll see that the strap is about in the middle, equal amount of strap on top and equal amount of strap on the bottom. Over here, we've already adjusted this one to get ready for this installation. And I'll walk you through that here in a moment. But the idea is to get a single layer of strap here, pushing this tri-glide all the way to the top, having the female buckle at the bottom, and then the male buckle is tightened up, not all the way. This buckle is going to sit right about midpoint on the bottom of the tire here. So I'll show you how we did that on this side over here. So we'll just go ahead and pull this extra strap out of the tri-glide, and we'll just cinch that all the way up. So now we just have a single piece of webbing here. Webbing is more than adequately rated to support the load, so don't worry about that. So once the strap is extended out and you have the full length here, a single layer, you may need to add an additional tri-glide. Some of the Oscars are coming with this tri-glide, some of them don't have it. So if you need one, we'll get that sorted out for you. But just to show you real quick how to do that, just go ahead and pull the extra strap out of the buckle here and then match the orientation of the upper tri-glide. Slide it in the back side there, over the bar, underneath the bottom side. Get about a foot in, and then on the buckle here, you're going to go put the strap in right up by the buckle, and then over the teeth and out the back side there, and that's how you get the tensioning on there. And then we'll take the extra webbing, and what this extra tri-glide is going to do for us is going to keep this little extra bit of webbing from flapping around once the Oscar is fully installed. There we go. That's a good place to start. So it's about 6 or 8 inches in, and we've got the same setup on this side. With our bottom strap over here, we want to get this configuration. So what we're going to do is we're going to just go ahead and pull the strap from the backside of the male buckle to get that male buckle all the way down there to where it's basically right up against the tri-glide. And then from the tri-glide side here, just grab a hold of that tri-glide. It takes the tension off of the webbing and you can pull it straight through. So I'll show that again from a different angle. This extra webbing here, we just pulled the strap in or pulled the buckle in. So we'll go ahead and again pull the buckle in by pulling the outside strap, get it close. And then if you just hold the tri-glide in your hand like this, then you can pull the extra webbing right through nice and easy. And now you've got good tension on there. And we're gonna end up with that buckle just about in the middle of the bottom of the tire here. Both sides are about equal. That's probably close enough. So now we can flip the Oscar back over. Make sure we have our anti-sag strap oriented nicely and laying nice and flat. That looks good. Okay, get centered on the tire. So what we're gonna do is take the upper strap and over the tire. Now we're gonna go over the horizontal bar and we're gonna cross over to the other side. And I'm gonna take the other strap and do the same thing. There we go. So it's going over the horizontal bar. So these two straps are gonna cross over each other in the back. So the straps are going over, crossing over the horizontal bar in there, and they're gonna go down opposite sides of the vertical bar and then come out both sides. So there we go. So I draped it over the back of the bar. I was able to reach in there easily and grab this. We'll go ahead and put that there. There we go. That's good. A good start. And this one here is dangling down nicely. So if you cross them over like I did there, you should be able to find them in the back pretty easily. And now we have the buckle set where it's going to be pretty much right in the middle of the tire on the outside edge of this bar. This is the application for the Owl spare tire and ladder rack. Other applications, you may have other hardware here, but in most cases, most tires just mount to the middle of an amount and you'll be able to put those brackets around the outside of it there. So in this case here, we'll go ahead and just tighten these up. And so we want to get it to the where there's just about an inch of material outside that tri-glide. And then we'll pull that tri-glide around to the back just to get around to the back side there a little bit. And then this gives us just enough webbing to be able to tug on. And having that there is not going to hurt anything. You can also pull it through the tri-glide if you want to. All right. We'll tighten this one up. And then again, okay, so we got the Oscar mounted nice and snug on there. The tire's still a little bit loose, so now I'm going to go ahead and tighten up the tire up against the rack. There we go. All right. We'll go ahead and tighten the straps now again since we've cinched the tire up to the rack. We get a little more play there, and we can just shift that tri-glide up the back of the strap so we don't have that flapping around. This side's looking pretty good. Tighten that up a little bit more and slide the tri-glide up the back. I think a little bit of loose strap here is not going to hurt anything. You just don't want that strap flapping down here outside the tri-glide, but that should be perfect. And that's how we mount the Oscar to the tire here on the Owl rack. Now we're going to recommend that you go ahead and cut this lower strap and heat cut that or melt it with a lighter. So we'll go ahead and do that here. So a quick recap on what we've done here. Things to think about as you do this configuration. Number one, use that anti-sag strap as a way to get the bag mounted on there initially and hold it in place. So now you can manipulate it, flip it around. And then as we talked about, when you get the bag, the straps will be kind of set up so they're connecting in the middle with the extra strap doubled up through the tri-glides. The idea is to get the top strap to be a single piece of webbing, bottom strap, you're going to cinch it all the way up to the bottom down there. And then in this configuration, we found that crossing them over in the back, over the bar in the back, and bringing them down around the sides. So around the sides, we're coming on the outside of this loop right here. That seems to be working really well on the owl rack. A couple things to watch for. Once you get this installed, you have the extra webbing up here on the anti-sag strap. There's a little plastic or little elastic loop here. So just wrap that webbing up. You can just roll it on itself and then tuck it into that elastic, and that will keep you from having a strap flapping around in the breeze while you're going down the road. So that piece is on there. Want to make sure you have your straps, make sure they're kind of resting neatly on here. They should be kind of fitting into some grooves on the tire. And then as it comes around, fitting nicely into here. As this bag sort of gets warm going down the road, it'll stretch a little bit. The webbing will stretch as you're on the road, and it starts to just kind of settle into the tire. Keep an eye on that. Come back and just grab these straps down here, tighten them up more. Just keep an eye on that. And the straps may kind of adjust their way around the tire a little bit as it's going on the road, flapping around a little bit. You can make sure it's staying nice and tight. And then you'll want to go ahead and snug this down. They keep your bag nice and tight to the vehicle, and you have the side straps for that as well. Certainly open them up as much as you need to, but kind of keep it in tight. That keeps the bag from flapping around. It'll make it last longer for you. So we hope you enjoyed this video. Hope this is very instructional. If you have any questions, drop us a note, and we'll be looking forward to seeing you on the trail.